Hey everyone, today is Monday, February the 15th. The time is 4:05 p.m. and the temperature outside is minus 3 degrees Celsius. I'm here at Royal York Station, which is located in the rather affluent Kingsway neighborhood. And the plan for this one is to head on out of the station over to Bloor Street West, and then I'll walk east along the main retail stretch of the Kingsway, and then I'll veer off and explore a residential neighborhood for a bit and head on down to the Old Mill. That's an old hotel and event venue. And then from there, I'll make my way over to Jane Station. So this here is Royal York Road. And as you can tell, there's a lot of nice homes on this street. And this will go south all the way down to Lake Ontario. But when I get to Bloor Street West here, I'll be turning left. Although I guess this is kind of the middle of the main retail stretch of the Kingsway. Welcome to the Kingsway. So there's a look to the west. That would be the Kingsway Theatre with that blinking cafe sign. I'm not sure how well the camera picks it up. But the retail area extends to the west, I think to a street called Montgomery. And now I'm walking east along the north side of Bloor Street. It's another gray and gloomy day here in the city. That's kind of gross. And we are expecting a pretty good amount of snow later tonight. And sometimes they call for snow and it doesn't come, so I thought I'd better get out and make a video this afternoon while I still can, just in case nothing comes tonight. At least I'll have something to upload for tomorrow. And it is a holiday here in the province of Ontario. It is Family Day. Although even with that in mind, I don't think I've ever seen this part of the Kingsway this dead before. This isn't a particularly high-density neighborhood. There's a Cafe Dimitri. And I'm currently in the former borough of Etobicoke. Etobicoke sits on the west end of the city of Toronto, although this would be the most eastern part of Etobicoke. As it ends, I think, at the Humber River, which I'll be walking down by. And this is Grenview Boulevard North, and there's an exit to Royal York subway station. So the Kingsway itself is bounded by Bloor Street to the south, which is right here, and to the north, Dundas Street, and to the east where I'm heading, it would be bound by the Humber River, and to the west, the Mimico Creek. And of course, it is served by Line 2 of the city's subway system. Wendover Road. And I think that subway station where I started recording was opened in 1968. So it's been here for quite a while. So this here would be the end of the main retail stretch of the Kingsway. There's one last look to the west where you might normally be able to see the sun, but not on a day like this. So this stretch of Bloor Street from here pretty much all the way to Jane Street isn't exactly the most interesting part of Bloor Street. It's probably the most boring part in the city of Toronto. So what I will do is cut north up one of these residential streets. There is All Saints Kingsway Anglican Church. And on the south side here is the rather large Park Lawn Cemetery. That's also connected to Kingsmill Park, which has some neat hiking and cycling trails running through it. And on the other side of the river are the Humber Marshes. So there's a whole lot of nature on this side of the street. And all these streets coming up have King in the name. This one here is King's Lynn Road. And as you can see, there's a number of nice homes up there. I'll head up the next one. Here's some low-rise apartments. I could, of course, keep heading east along Bloor Street, and this will eventually take me into downtown. And then at the Don River, it turns into Danforth Avenue. Here we go, Kingsmill Road. So let's head up here and take a look at some of these homes. This shouldn't be too long of a detour. There's a good amount of salt on these sidewalks. And most of these homes are rather old. A lot of the more affluent neighborhoods in Toronto have sort of seen their older homes all torn down and replaced with modern McMansions. There's definitely a lot more character and variety to these old homes. A good example of that is Bedford Park. I did a walk up through there a week ago. Well, I went along Avenue Road. And that is a very affluent and wealthy neighborhood. But it wasn't nearly as nice as this. It also didn't have sidewalks on a lot of the streets. That's a rather funky addition to the back of this one. Sorry for all the crunching. It's hard not to step on this salt. And this is King George's Road. I have no doubt most of these homes are well north of 3 million. That would be Canadian. All right, and this road here is the Kingsway itself. Just going to take a quick peek at some of these homes and I'll turn around. As this is taking me in the opposite direction of where I want to go. I'll definitely come back in the spring or summer and do either a walking video down the Kingsway or a bike ride at least. So this will feed me back to Bloor Street. However, I'll turn east onto Old Mill Road, and that'll take me down by the Old Mill Hotel. There's a lot of big homes down there too. I'm pretty sure everywhere around here is loaded with big homes. I think that would lead you down into the valley where the Humber River is. And man, it is quiet around here. I'm not normally so conscious of my footsteps or breathing and stuff like that, but the mic is probably clearly picking everything up. I don't know if this neighborhood is normally this quiet or if that's because it's a holiday or the pandemic. So that's Bloor off in the distance there. I say that as I turn the camera left. I would imagine units in that condo aren't cheap. Although it's kind of located between two subway stops. I guess it would be closer to Old Mill. So I should be able to find my way onto Old Mill Road just up ahead here. I did do a live stream through here, I think back in November. So here is the western terminus of Old Mill Road. And here's that hallmark of a affluent neighborhood in Toronto. There's no sidewalks. This home's got a rather large guest house in the back. I assume a lot of these homes are around World War I era. Although obviously there's a fair bit of modern ones too. Someone must have really fancied castles when they drew that one up. So I think this neighborhood itself is referred to as Old Mill. So just down the road here on the right should be the Old Mill itself. And the neighborhood gets its name, Old Mill, from a sawmill. I think it was Toronto's first sawmill that was located in the 1790s, or located in this area, and opened in the 1790s. And it had burnt down and been rebuilt on a few different occasions. And the Old Mill property, which is coming up just on the right here, opened as a tea room back in 1914. And it's since expanded into a large hotel. There's a jazz bar and wedding chapel with various meeting rooms and a flower shop. So I should be able to see it just up ahead here. And this was also where my high school had its graduation dance, which is the Canadian equivalent of prom. Although I've heard they don't hold those at this venue anymore. I think the old sawmill was actually on this site as well. There's the Old Mill property. I think currently it's operating as a 57-room hotel. There's the flower and gift shop. And my high school graduation was here, but I had a girlfriend at the time who went to a different high school, and her grad was on the same night. So I ended up going to that grad at the Sheraton Hotel downtown instead of coming here. So I've never really been here before, other than walking around outside. It's got kind of a Swiss Alps vibe to it. There's the entrance to the Old Mill dining room. I assume, given that we're in this pandemic, with all the heavy restrictions in place, this place would be pretty much completely shut down. Here's where the hotel lobby check-in is located. Yep, looks like they have bicycle rentals available. Hopefully no one yells at me and tells me to get out of here. I don't know if this is original or not, or if it's just a design element. I would assume this is a rather unique opportunity to see this property so quiet. So what I'll do now is I'll head over and take a peek at the Humber River, and then I'll continue walking east and eventually make my way back to Bloor Street. Stairway closed for the season. There's one last look back at the property. I'm just waiting to cross the road here. And this will be the Humber River I'm about to cross over. I did a bike ride last year that went down this trail. It looks like there's a fence blocking off access to the river there. I went down there the last time I was through this area. I was able to walk right up to the river, but it doesn't look like that'll be the case today. It's all frozen over. And there's a look to the south. Looks like the river's completely frozen over. We've been well below zero for quite a while now. Yeah, I don't see much point in heading down there today. Etienne Brûlé Parquet. I'm sure I butchered saying the name of this park. And on the south side is Old Mill Site Park. Looks like there's some tennis courts in there. And that'll take you down to the river. So this here is Old Mill Drive. So I think Old Mill Station is just in through there. Not that you can really see it from here.
My brother? Yeah. It's 4 out of 2.
And this here not seeing a street sign, but you can see there's an interesting brick surface on the street. We are down in a valley. I think that is Halford Avenue. Yes, I totally cheated. So this should take me pretty much all the way back to Bloor Street. And that will be a part of town known as Bloor West Village. So what I think I'll do is record a bonus video once I get there from Jane Station to Runnymede Station. And I will throw that up on my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. Often before and after I record these walks for the main channel, I make some shorter bonus videos for that channel. Here's a sad looking attempt at a snowman. Perhaps it looked good at some point. So if that's something you're interested in, head on over there. I just posted a streetcar ride yesterday that went down Broadview Avenue. That was a view out of the rear of the streetcar, so it was kind of a neat vantage point. And here we go, it's almost back to civilization. I'm still kind of hoping it snows tonight. I'd like to get out and make a video or two. I don't know why I said it that way. This cold weather makes words come out of my mouth funny. As I was saying, I'd like to make a video or two during the snowfall if we get one. And here we go, back to Bloor Street. And there's a look to the west. That says Blythe Academy, Etobicoke. But I'm pretty sure this is not Etobicoke. I thought the border was the Humber River, but maybe it's the South Kingsway here. Jane Street will be the next major street up ahead. I'm currently walking east along the north side of Bloor. And this is an old theater just up ahead here. Sorry, we're closed forever. The staff of the Humber Cinemas. That's a shame. I don't quite remember when they closed. And here we go, Jane Street. All right, I hope you enjoyed this walk through the Kingsway and Old Mill neighborhoods. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links to my Instagram and Patreon accounts in the description, and you can check out channel memberships from the main page. And if you want to check out my walk from here over to Runnymede Station, you will be able to find that on the Johnny Stumbles channel. And I think I'll come back and do another walk through Bloor West Village for this channel. Maybe I'll go from Jane to Keele Station, perhaps with a detour through High Park. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.